Your explanation contradicts Paul's message that Gentiles should remain as Gentiles. Circumcision represents, by the way, this is on, I think that he's responding to I think this actually was responding to something that we did on circumcision. Okay, so circumcision, he goes on. Circumcision represents entrance into the Abrahamic covenant via works. That is circumcision. Paul says the Gentiles become sons/daughters of Abraham via faith in Messiah. Moreover, Caleb underwent circumcision, not me, Caleb in the Bible. Moreover, Caleb underwent circumcision, thus he partakes of the specific particulars of the land covenant promises to Abraham. There's a lot here. Rob, would you like to go first?
I can go first. I understand that that's the way Christianity understands Paul.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't think that's accurate. I think he's using, we'd have to go through all the different verses that they're likely to cite. But in any event, yeah, I think. Well, okay. I would say, some say, like Luke was a Gentile. I think people who are circumcised doesn't mean they were Jewish. Doesn't mean they became, in Paul's view.
Yes.
That circumcision is not an ethnic marker.
Right.
For Paul. Paul says, like in Romans 4, it's a seal of the covenant of Abraham, which is righteousness by faith. But we have to recognize, and there's that great dissertation, circumcision as a malleable symbol, that goes through all the different ways that Jewish groups in the Second Temple period were attributing meaning to circumcision. Like some of it was like, it meant purification, like a philosophical purification, like all this kind of different things that people took and spun the covenant, the mark of the covenant of Abraham, into all these different ways. And one of them, of course, was whether you're saved or not. And Paul would have roared like a lion against those people that were making that claim, because what that does, that is an intimidation. That's a coercive measure to prod somebody to do something out of fear. You're not saved unless you do this.
Right.
That's not the terms of the new covenant is what Paul is anchored in. The terms of Jeremiah 31, that God writes his Torah on the heart of his people, and then they, of their own desire, pursue and seek obedience. But Paul wants to protect, because of this crazy noise in the first century and all the clamoring of the different sectarian groups, Paul is protecting believers from those, who did Yeshua call them? Scorpions? Wolves? When Yeshua's talking about wolves in sheep's clothing or serpents, he's not talking about Gentiles. He's talking about, he's talking about Jewish groups.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, he's not talking about, beware of those Gentiles that don't know anything about the Torah. No, the serpent and the wolf, those are people who know the Torah and are basically twisting it. They've hijacked things to their own private agenda. And Paul's going to smack down those guys. So,
well, yeah, there's a subtle contradiction in the comment itself. So he says, circumcision represents entrance into the Abrahamic covenant via works, that is circumcision.
No,
that's not what Paul says. Paul says that Abraham believed God and it was reckoned to him as righteousness. He uses Abraham as the model of salvation by faith, not salvation by works into the Abrahamic covenant. So this is a contradiction in and of itself, is that the circumcision was an entrance into a work that got you into a covenant of works. That is incorrect. In fact, the entire Abrahamic covenant is salvation by faith and the promise of the seed. That's the point.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. and we'll see you in the next video.